I hope you all are safe and fine. Now, our chapter separation of mixture. These three topics: what is mixture, type of mixtures, need of mixtures, and method of mixtures are already covered in our previous classes. Just we have to take quick recap. What is mixture? Mixture is a impure form, or mixture is the combination of two or more constituents in any proportion. Then type of mixtures. On the basis of state, we can categorize or we can classify mixtures into different groups like solid mixture, liquid mixture, gas mixture, or it may be solid gas mixtures. We already discussed in our previous classes in detail. Now, if we talk about the categories on the basis of property of proportion, we can categorize all these mixtures, solid, liquid and gas mixtures in two groups, that is heterogeneous mixtures and homogeneous mixtures. What are heterogeneous mixtures? Heterogeneous mixtures are those mixtures in which solutes are not dissolved in solvent. Solutes are not dissolved in solvent. Solution in which solutes are indissolved or not dissolved in solvent. That type of mixtures are known as heterogeneous mixtures. There are some methods that we use or some technique that we use to separate these heterogeneous mixtures, that are hand-sticking, winnowing, sieving, magnetic separation, sedimentation and decantation, that we already covered in our previous class in detail. Now the last one, filtration, the last method of removing or last method of separation of heterogeneous mixture is filtration. Filtration is very simple method. We have to use filtration especially in laboratories, in our home also, and the device or the thing that we use to do the filtration is filter paper. With the help of that filter paper, we can do the filtration. Just we have to take one beaker and we have to keep that filter paper in that beaker, and when we pass our solution, our heterogeneous mixtures through this filter paper, all the water or solvent pass from this filter paper through the tiny pores. The tiny pores, filter papers have the tiny pores that allow only liquid from it through it. So when we pass this heterogeneous solution through this filter paper, all liquids come and collect in that beaker, and the impurities, that insoluble impurities or insoluble solutes that is in that mixture, it will be remain on that filter paper. It will be remain on that filter paper. This process is known as filtration. Mostly the filtration process we have to, or technique we have to use in laboratories. Okay. The sedimentation and decantation both are same. The way of working have same, but only few things are there, like that sedimentation take loads of time. When we separate the mixture by the process of sedimentation, it takes time. In filtration, save our time. And one more thing is that the result of sedimentation and filtration is not that much reliable. The result that we get from the filtration. Only the positive thing of sedimentation and decantation is we can do sedimentation and decantation process anywhere. It's easy to carry, but it's not possible for us that we can do filtration anywhere. So these are some methods that we, or techniques that we use to separate the heterogeneous mixtures. Okay. Now the next solution. The next solution is homogeneous solution or homogeneous mixtures. We already discussed about how can we separate heterogeneous mixtures. Now first we need to understand what is homogeneous mixtures. We already discussed in our previous a mixture or solution in which all the solutes dissolve in solvents. These type of mixtures or solutions are known as homogeneous mixtures. See, if we don't know where is that impurities, or if impurities are totally dissolved in a solution, how can we remove these impurities? If we don't know where is the impurities, impurities are not visible for us. Impurities are invisible. In case of heterogeneous solution or heterogeneous mixtures, impurities are visible. We are able to see the impurities. We are able to touch the impurities. But in case of homogeneous mixtures, impurities are invisible for us because all these impurities are already dissolved in water, already dissolved in given solvents. How can we, the question is that, how can we remove such type of invisible impurities from the mixture? Yes, there are methods, there are some methods. With the help of that, we can remove these insoluble impurities from the mixture. Now we will talk about the churning. Churning is the method or technique. It's a very simple and common technique that we use to remove the impurities that are already dissolved in solution. In this process, we shake the impurities of solution. When we shake the solution with the help of any device, if we take a common example, just mixer. If we mix anything at our home, this is also a process of churning. So when we churn the solution, when we churn the mixture, impurities come and settle at the bottom of the surface, and we remove that impurities very easily. The very common example of that is cream is obtained from the milk. Cream is obtained from the milk. When we churn the milk, automatically cream come and float on the surface of the milk. And we can easily remove that cream from the milk. Next method, the next method is evaporation. You already knows about the evaporation process because that evaporation process play great role in water cycle also. That means due to the heat of sun, the water is evaporated and go or remove from in the form of gaseous form. This is the evaporation process. Means in this process we can remove the dissolved impurities by heating the solution. How can we do it in our laboratory? We can do evaporation by the small experiment. We take all the solution or impurities in a beaker. See, just like we take the example of salt water. Water salt solution. Water is a solvent and salt is our solute. And we have water salt solution. And we want to remove salt from the water. We want to remove salt from the water. How can we remove? Because salt already dissolved in water. Salt is soluble substance. Salts are already dissolved in water. Then how can we obtain salt from this water? For that we use this evaporation process. In this evaporation process, first we take that water salt solution in a beaker, and we use one tripod stand for that, and we keep one sand sheet or sand tray on that, and we keep the beaker on that and start that boiling or heating this solution. When we heat this solution, after some time we found that all water removed in the form of vapors. All waters removed in the form of vapors. Only a layer of salt remain at the bottom of the beaker. All the waters are removed in the form of vapors. In the form of vapors, waters are removed from the solution, and we obtain salt. In that way, in that technique, we can obtain salt from the seawater. The next one is distillation. Distillation is the another important method of separation. Another method of separation. The distillation is not that much easy, a simple method, and we can perform the distillation only in our laboratories. For the distillation, we need tripod stand, we need fire, we need beakers, 2 beakers, also we need cold jacket. What we will do? How distillations are performed? See, by the method of evaporation, we can evaporate. We can remove the salt. When we boil that salt water, water is evaporated and salt remain there. But if we want salt again, if we want salt water again, what we will do? For that, we can perform this distillation process. Distillation process by the combination of these two processes. The first is evaporation and second one is condensation. You already knows about water cycle. First, seawater or sources of water evaporate by the heating of sun, or due to the heat of sun they evaporate and they form the clouds, and when these clouds condense and when these clouds come in the contact of cool surface, they again condense and form rain droplets. These vapor again come down in the form of rain by the process of condensation. Both evaporation and condensation process used in this distillation process. Suppose we have salt water solution. We have salt water solution in a beaker. We have salt water solution. When we heat this solution, first water evaporate. In the form of vapors, and they collected in one jacket. The jacket is known as cold jacket. What's happened? First, all these waters evaporate. Only salt remain at the bottom of the surface. So, with the help of first method evaporation, we obtain salt, and again we want this water. Again all these vapors go and collect in this condenser. That condenser is known as cool jacket, and when these vapors come in the contact of this cool jacket, again they condense and these vapors converted into water, and again this water collected in another jar. Okay, what is the use of distillation? With the help of this distillation method, we can get both our mixtures, we can get both our constituent. Means if we talk about the evaporation, in the evaporation method we get only one constituent. Only one constituent means salt. Salt and water are two constituents. There are the mixture of two constituents, salt and water. But by the help of evaporation, we get only one constituent, that is salt, because water already evaporated. But if we want to get both constituent, we need to get both constituent. For that, we use this distillation process. In this distillation process, we can separate it, both the constituent, and we can get it. Just like that salt water. First we evaporate, that is the solution, water salt solution. Then when we evaporate it, water evaporated in the form of gas, and that salt remain here. Again this water go and collected in another condenser, that is known as cool jacket. When these vapors come in the contact of this cool jacket, again they cool and collected in another beaker, and we get the pure water. In that way, we get our are both two constituents, that one is salt and another one is that water. This is the another method of distillation. The next method of distillation and evaporation. What is distillation and evaporation method? Suppose in a solution there are two solid. Okay, like there are three constituents. In this mixture there are three constituents. The first one is water. Water is there, or solvents. Water is there in the form of solvent, water. Then sugar is there as a solute. Water is there as a solvent, sugar is there as a solute, and there is one more solute that is known as sand. That is one more solute that is known as sand. Then how can we remove? Okay, we take water, half glass full of water, we have glass that water as a solvent. Then we mix sand on that. Again we mix sugar in that. Is it possible to separate these all three mixtures? Is it possible? We separate sand, we separate sugar, and we separated water. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible, but it's possible with the help of this process method, that is distillation and evaporation. Distillation and evaporation method, first of all what we will do? First we have to mix this solution. First we have to mix solution because sugar is soluble in water, sand is insoluble in water. First we need to dissolve it, and the process of dissolving is known as distillation. When we dissolve the solution, sugar dissolved in the water, the molecules of sugar particles dissolve with the particles or molecules of water. Now we have only the two constituents. The one is sand and another one is water. Okay, we have only two constituents because sugar is already dissolved in water. Okay, now there are only two constituents, that is sand and water. Now we can easily separate the sand and water by the help of decantation and sedimentation process or by the filtration process. Now when we remove this sand from this water, now we already removed that sand. Now we have only water. We have water and one more constituent, that is sugar. Okay. Now we have only two constituents, that is water and sugar. Now we can remove this sugar from this water by the process of evaporation. When we evaporate this solution, all waters remove in the form of vapors. Only sugar remain here. Only sugar remain here. In this way, we can separate the three constituents. One constituent is soluble in water and another is insoluble in water. So these are some methods that we use to separate the homogeneous mixtures, that is churning, evaporation, distillation, distillation and evaporation. Till now, thank you.